Well, today we're gonna look at New Jersey. For some reason, I don't know exactly why, but every time I watch a movie or a TV show, it seems like the New Jersey has some bad reputation. My guess is because it's living so close to New York, which is pretty much across the river, as you can see from the Manhattan, at least Manhattan Island. So I guess the bar it's much higher, I guess, in that region. So kind of falls short if you live in New Jersey. But we're gonna see exactly how those people actually live. How much is the difference? Last time we checked New York, now it's time for the New Jersey. Now, what I'm interested as always is population. All the reason I make those videos because the population, that's what I'm interested in. How people live, and second, how the land is. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So population is 9.5 million people. So I will assume like half the population of New York, but also less than half of the territory. I will assume. Again, I'm not interested in exactly the numbers in the area, how big is one, how small is the other one. Most likely it's like population and how they live, and that's why I'm doing those videos. So yeah, half of the population, as you can see. Median house income, again they continue with this nonsense, is the second biggest in the country with $99,000 and $800 it's $99,800. What I want to check here, it's actually true from, this is all data from 2023, but where is New Jersey? Washington, New Jersey, second place. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good after Massachusetts, I think. Again, the name. So it's richer than New York. Where is New York in this part? New York, it's 82,000. That's interesting. So medium household income, whatever that means for them, it's bigger than New York and the second biggest in the country. Elevation is 80 meters. The highest elevation almost 550 meters. Again, I can go in meters because I am European pretty much. Lowest elevation 0 because yeah, they have a coastline. What else can we see here? Wow, that's a really nice fall picture. I don't know, in this region, Northwest New England, those areas always have a soft spot for the fall. It looks great, I have to say. It does look pretty good. This is what, George Washington? What is this here? I'm not sure exactly. No, it's not. It's, come on. Portrait by bound of the territory. Describe Washington's covered crossing. Okay, it's Washington actually. Pretty good those paintings, I have to say. They're looking pretty nice. The seal, the flag, also pretty interesting. Very New Jersey, I would say. Again, the pictures that they have here, pretty much absolutely lovely, every single one of them. I am curious to compare it again, how New Jersey compare with New York, because who knows, maybe it's gonna be cheaper in New Jersey to live, but all at the same time you can find out that like median household income is bigger than New York. But I'm not sure exactly where the bad reputation coming from, because so far they're looking pretty good. And to be honest, in the position that close to New York and you don't have to pay hopefully those New York prices, could be a pretty good deal there, I would say. What else we have here? Some sort of a population. Whites, pretty much. Hispanics, again, I can understand it how they got here, pretty much. Blacks, yeah, a bit. And Asian, the same with Hispanics. No idea how they got here, but they kind of have some sort of majority in those counties, I guess. White non-Hispanic, 54%. Wow, that's pretty low. So I guess those main areas that are much more populated than the rest of them. Latino, 21%. Whoa, that's insane. African Americans, non-Hispanic. How the fuck is an African American Hispanic? 13%. Also Asian, 11%. Wow, that's insane. Native population, they just barely 0.7, but I guess it is what it is. Pacific Islander 0.1. So I would assume like, it would be nice if you see like the American native the second after the whites, and not exactly what they could go in there with Hispanics and Asians, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess, those days. What else we have here? New racial ethnic composition. Okay, we have what? 51 blacks, African Americans, now that's 12%. So how much it was in this one? Again, that 12%. Native American 0.1, Asian, this is 2020, this is what? 2020 again. So I guess they make those every... Native Hawaiians, what the fuck? How you get native Hawaiians here? Hispanic or Latino, and we have here mixed race or multiracial 3.1. Then Hispanic and Latino, that's insane. So probably again, they use them for cheap labor. That's why they import so much there. Yeah, language, Spanish, Chinese after English. Obviously, it's gonna be Spanish 15%, Chinese 1.3%, Italian, Portuguese, Filipino. How the fuck you speak Italian there? You're in America, you're in the New Jersey, for God's sake. I mean, yeah, it could be the second language, but because wow, this is look like Eastern Europe, for God's sake. What the fuck is this one? Fort Lee. This is how we look. Those are Eastern European blocks, 100%. Not sure exactly who was the architect there, but it looks absolutely trashy. What else can we find here? Yeah, some sort of a different religion, different beliefs, different nonsense. Not interesting in that. Some sort of a cranberry harvesting. Oh, that looks pretty good. Beach, again, very nice. I mean, overall, I have to say, it's pretty promising, this New Jersey. Yeah, public transportation, absolutely horrible. I don't give a fuck how nice it is or how it's public transportation. It will never gonna be cheap. It will never gonna be reliable. It will never gonna be decent, at least. I mean, should we check the New York subway? No fucking way. Yeah, have some sort of what is this? The Democrats, I guess they're ruling this part of the country. So let's have some low expectation because of that. But let's go into it. Let's see how they actually live. Like I said, the state is pretty small comparing with what we saw in New York. I'm gonna start here as far port as possibly. And I am interested exactly in this area. So far, they're looking pretty nice. I mean, from the above, they have a lake, they have trees, they have some sort of a forest. Clearly a low-income area, but even by those small standards, that's... Beware of the dog. Where is the dog? I don't see the dog. Wow, this is 2025 April, and I really like this car. That's pretty nice. Yeah, clearly it looks like a low-income area compared with what we saw in other regions, but even here, I mean, like a low-income area looking pretty good. They have a pool here, they have a decent house, they have cars, they have good roads, they have privacy. And this is April, so not that green, let's say, and it's still looking pretty good. And this is like far away from, not sure exactly from everything, but still not exactly in the heart of the community. Let's call it like that. I don't want to go across the river. That's a different story there. This one probably a bit better, but you can see you don't have even that much street views in these areas, and clearly that was going to be much more interesting to see what's happening there. Here, this is what, 2025 April, so very recently. Nice house on the huge side from the European perspective, I would say. Pretty nice cars here, trucks. What is that, a Ford Maverick, or what is this? I mean, if it's a Ford Ranger or Ford Maverick, that's pretty good. The only complaint that I have is like it's a double cab, so it's not like, for me, it's not exactly a real truck, it's a double cab. Those old school ones with one cab, I mean, a single cab with like a bench with 3 seats. You can carry like maximum of 3 people, and a huge bed in a back, I think they call it. A bed or van, I'm not sure exactly. That's a real pickup truck. Anything more than that doesn't make any sense. They have like a soft version less. I mean, look at this. This one, it's a real pickup truck. This band could be a bit longer, but that's a real pickup truck. See, you have like three people in a cab, and that's it. They have a different version where they have like a small door here that they open the other way, and you can have like back seats there. That could be allowed, let's say, if they don't change the length of the bed in the back. But otherwise, no. That's the single cab. It's the truly, I would say, pickup truck. Those two beds, I mean, let's check, like this one, I think double cab, whatever they call it. In my opinion, it just doesn't make any sense because it's not supposed to transport that many people. It's supposed to like transport like stuff. That's the main reason that you buy one of those. I mean, look at this. This is not exactly a real pickup truck. It would be a real pickup truck if it didn't have this door right here. It's just the front one, like a 3 people carried, and then all of this is gonna be like the bed when you can actually put a lot of stuff there. Then that's a real pickup truck in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just like wasted money. If you can buy a cheaper one let's say, because it doesn't have all that luxury, all that nonsense, and with the rest of the money you can actually buy a regular car, that would be like a real good deal. I mean, like, you have like 2 cars, you have less wear and tear of the cars, instead of like pushing 10 years for with no merger. I mean, like, not just no major issues, but like no issues at all, and you can have like 2 cars and you can push that to the 20 years mark. That's absolutely great in my opinion. It just makes more sense to me than and you have like a double car. It's like some reason you have an accident with the car, God forbids, you have a second car you can actually drive before until that one is fixed in a service. So a lot of better options, and you have like a one real efficient one and one you can actually workhorse. That's pretty good in my opinion. Here it seems like I've been like I don't think it's trash there. I think like just plant something, and those are the bags that they coming into it. But yeah, again, with the truck, like I said, it's an old school truck, but again, it's a double cab, so doesn't count in my opinion. This one pretty good. Otherwise, Americans, they do the best, I would say, pickup trucks, because yeah, it's a lot of market there, I get it, but lately they kind of go from the luxury part, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like I say, better to have like a, I don't know, 20,000, 25,000 max pickup truck, and then buy like a 15 or a 20,000 I don't know, electric cars. Like, God knows, maybe Tesla's gonna come with one, or something very efficient. And I mean, we're gonna have a total like what, under 50,000. That's pretty good for 2 cars, not for one. And now I think the average price of the cars in America is around like $50,000. So it makes no sense to pay that much money for one car. For 2 cars, that one is really efficient, you can use it every day, and the other one is like for work or whatever you do with that. Because if you don't work with the car, it doesn't make any sense to buy it in the first place. The pickup truck, that's a real pickup truck. See, that's pretty good. I'm not exactly a big fan of those getting like a lift kit or something like that. Again, if you don't use it, doesn't make any sense. Lower to the ground, as you can see, the old school ones, they handle better, then you can move stuff in the back much better. So yeah, way better, and also usually like a bit more fuel efficient. So yeah, that would be like the real pickup truck, a workhorse. That's exactly what you need, a workhorse. So far in New Jersey, I have to say, in that north part, there are not exactly that many people, but here we can see a much more populated area, and you have trees. And again, they make that satellite photo in the fall, so it looks absolutely great. Here, this is like a summer, and I have to say, it's pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's not exactly so far as New York, but still, we didn't go in that rich area, I'm assuming. But I don't think it's a garbage day, so I'm not gonna say like it's garbage on the street or something like that. So yeah, I don't think it's so far. It's not exactly deserved. Like, I don't know, is it from what I heard, like the trash states compared with the New York. So far, it's pretty good. It's a nice place. It's nice and quiet here. It's warm. They got a good weather when they make those street views. Again, that nonsense pickup truck. I'm gonna look in some of those pickup trucks after this. I finish these videos. Because it's again gonna be interesting. I want to check the size of them. How small can you go without sacrificing the bed, the pickup cargo area, let's call it like that. Yeah, and also SUV nonsense, again, doesn't make any sense. That's why I kind of like to having like an old school pickup truck. I mean, old school from the design perspective, but with like modern aerodynamics, I would say, some few features, but not exactly, not extremely, electronics or something like that. Pretty a basic one, a basic from the dealership. And again, in this case, like I say, a very efficient one, like a Tesla Model 3. And I think you are pretty good. You are pretty good in the efficiency and workspace in the same time. That's a really nice Mercedes. Seen better days, 100%, but yeah, what you can do. It's a nice Subaru again here. I mean, so far they're looking a bit. I don't see that second in the country by the household income revenue, whatever they call it there. But it is good. I mean, clearly it's much better than I expected so far, so kind of like it. Again, the road's pretty good. This is what, 2013. Houses, again, nice. Green everywhere. Not that many people again on the street, but looking pretty good. Wow, I like this cubic stone here. Looks see exactly what we have that discussion comparing like this paved driveway, which is not gonna last exactly that much longer. It's gonna be expensive to replace and fix. And this one, if something goes bad, you can fix it by yourself. Just add a bit more of sand, a hammer, a new brick there, and that's pretty good. And it looks way better. I mean, look at this. That's really nice. Look how this one it looks. So nice. And compare with this one. It does look okay, but far away from something like that. So even if you buy those, you can actually install it yourself. If you have kids and you're looking for a punishment because they done something they're not supposed to do, that is a really good one. They learn the value of the work and you get a free driveway pretty much. Free label at least. It's not that hard to make. It's just if you start like a few bricks there and you show them how to do it, and then in a week max, you're gonna have a nice timeless driveway, even by design and also by the reliability of this one. So I highly recommend you to do that. Or you can do it yourself. Just give you option there. Yeah, from above looking pretty good. The lens, yeah, they from above they seems like they bit jammed together, but on the street level, no, I don't think that. I mean, it's pretty good. I hope they have some sort of American program in near future that they're gonna bury all those cable underground, so you can see how much nicer that's gonna look. And on the street level, county level, whatever they have, so plant more trees. I mean, look at this. This one is pretty bleach here, doesn't have any trees, doesn't look that great, doesn't have pretty much no privacy whatsoever. But this one look a bit better, see, much nicer. So again, trees and bury the cables. I don't think they have that many earthquakes here, so you don't have to worry much about that. I mean, you already look at this BMW. Ooh, man, it's in better days. That's in I don't think it's an M6, but probably it's like an M. No, it's an M package maybe, but it's like a 650i or something like that. Or 40i at least. Definitely no diesel for the American markets. At least if they came with one, people are not gonna buy it that much, so it's not worth it. So yeah, like I say, bury the cables and plant more trees, and instantly it's gonna make the neighborhood looks way better. I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of those jumping in price, whatever bullshit like that, because don't see the point. Again, we have that discussion with the real estates. Not exactly a fan of making everything expensive, especially the housing. Should be exactly the opposite, making cheaper and cheaper every year. But it's gonna improve a lot how your neighborhood looks. I mean, look at this. This is like November in the fall. The Halloween just passed. The streets looks absolutely gorgeous. The roads pretty good. I mean, like you can have like paved roads from those cubic stones. That would be like way too slow to move on that. But who knows? Maybe in the future you're gonna have that. But definitely it's gonna look much better. But yeah, on the alleys here, yeah, definitely you need to have like cubic stones. Just look much better. And who knows? I'm not sure exactly how expensive it's gonna be to buy them, but in the long run, it's gonna be definitely much cheaper, 100%, because you buy it once and done. Look at this, like this side. You buy it once and that's it. Unless somebody stole that cubic stone, you don't have to worry about anything else. Those things gonna last thousands of years. Trust me. Even if you move out, you can take your driveway with you. You know, you don't have to leave them there. So yeah, that's a good option. Nice house, nice driveways. Again, paved, but it's fine. Wow, this is nice. Small fence here, I will assume. And look at this, nice lawn. Looking pretty good. Even in the summer, looks absolutely gorgeous. It's a I don't know. It's a joy to walk here, I'm gonna say. Although they don't have sidewalks, but again, you can see they don't have that much traffic either. So I guess it doesn't matter that much. I mean, look at these guys here just cutting the grass, cutting the lawn. In Europe right now, especially even I think in America, this is like November 2024. Maybe it's a tradition to do it by yourself. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. But now we have some those machines, which is pretty cheap. It's like I don't know, like $200 or $300. Then they can cut the grass by themselves. You just set the perimeter where it should start, where it should stop, and they just cut the grass by themselves. That's it, and you don't have to worry about losing time. And they're electrics, just barely can make a sound comparing with the petrol one. I mean, you should buy one of those. I mean, like probably in the near future they're gonna make it even cheaper, even better and more reliable. So yeah, I guess probably that's like the last decade of manual cutting the lawn. So I guess we finished with that too. I mean, technology, right? You just have to improve. Where you win some time, you make it even better. You can make it. I'm not sure exactly how many times they do it, but with that, you don't care. You have an app on the phone. You just select it and press the start button. And even if you are like across the country, you can have like a perfect front yard or backyard. So far, I like it. Looking pretty good, New Jersey. Let's go more in this populated area, closer to New York. Maybe it's from here the bad reputation that they get, but I don't know. I'm gonna check the skyscrapers ones. Yeah, this one I don't like it. It's just, again, I'm not a big fan of the buildings. Here in America works a bit better, I have to say, but not even close. I mean, compared with a house, or nobody should live in an apartment building. Those ones should be a bit lower, not that high, and just for the offices, nothing else. But I guess again, people move in the cities because they can find job much easier. They get better paid. So that's what I'm saying. When you're gonna fix the job market, when you fix the money, pretty much, you're gonna fix pretty much the world, at least the Western world, the one who apply it. Wow, look at this view here of the New York, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay, they see people running. They have like glass buildings. Again, not a big fan of that. But across the river, you can see the New York City. Right there. Again, interesting how the prices those goes between them. But yeah. Let's check a more housing area. Let's call it like that. Individual housing. Yeah, not that much land. Probably the property is gonna be much more expensive than those ones that we see in the north. The only advantages that I can see here so far, in the past, you used to have like, you have the restaurants, you have like home delivery and all that shit. Now you can have that pretty much everywhere. You can buy things online. Amazon truck is gonna come to your house. Wow, that's a nice church, I think it is. Yeah, looking pretty good, very good. So now the real reason, like, when you're gonna see this economy getting fixed, you're gonna see a lot of people just moving out to the countryside. The countryside is gonna get a bit more crowded, let's say, but not that bad. So it's gonna be just enough people there to actually sustain and don't feel like you're missing the city, but not a huge amount that you can end up with things like this, like, again, that small properties, small housing, everyone jamming together. So you're not gonna have that. You're gonna have pretty much the perfect balance, in my opinion. So that's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see what's happened with those cities that they don't, they will not have that many people and all those houses. What are you gonna do with them? You're just gonna, I don't know, tear them down. You're gonna replace the population from American population that stays here and move to the countryside. You're gonna replace them with migrants. What exactly are you gonna do with that? Because it kind of feels like that right now. They kind of replace the Americans with migrants from the south of the country, or the Asian, pretty much those two groups. But I don't think the average American is moving to the countryside because again, doesn't have that much money to retire that early. Or some of them, they might have some businesses that they open, but that's gonna be, again, depends on the area that you are. So in a countryside, in a small town, not sure exactly how that's gonna fit. So see, we are in the weird place right now. We will see how that is gonna be. So far, New Jersey, I have to say, not so bad, but again, those areas, not a big fan of those. It just, for me, it doesn't make that much sense. That's an Acura, pretty interesting car. Not sure exactly what this square symbolizes here, but it seems like somebody draw that. Yeah, exactly, some sort of a garbage here. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. The house looks pretty low income, in my opinion, but this Range Rover looks very high income area in the same time. Yeah, cars, they're looking pretty decent. I have to. This is what, 2024. Not so bad for a low income area, I have to say. I mean, like in Europe, not even close. In Europe, most likely you're gonna see like a horse here or something like that they used to move around. Not sure exactly what's happening here. Not sure exactly what this one does, but fine. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look that appealing. And look at those cables. Looks like a third world country with those cables here. Again, what I'm saying, like, bury those cables, they're gonna improve. If they bury the cables, if they plant more trees on this street, unfortunately with the cars, because they don't have that much space, I don't think it's much you can do now. You can see you can park your car inside, so you're gonna have to end up on the street with them. Maybe make the sidewalk slightly smaller, but not that much, because it's gonna have some different problems, and enlarge a bit the road. Then you can make it a bit better, not by much. See, some people have the parking here, but not that many. That's what's happened when you're jamming everyone together. At some point, when you have to make it nice, when you want to make it nice, yeah, you don't have the space to work with. So most of the times you're gonna end up living like that, because it's not much things you can do actually. So yeah, see, that's the sad part when you allow for a lot of construction uncontrolled, and also even more important than that, when you allowed for a lot of people to move in a small area that quickly usually, and you're gonna end up with things like that. Let's move out on that area. We see it, yeah, not exactly that interesting. I can see probably that's why they get a bad reputation, because so far what I can see in that part closer to New York doesn't look so great, but here that's how it's supposed to be. See, comparing with like how small those area was, how jamming with cars and street, not that clean, I would say. At least it doesn't look so clean from the street. We see that guy with the garbage that there. Here it's a garbage there, again, no problem with that. You can see looking pretty nice, clear, clean. But this is how it's supposed to live. I mean, like, this is, look at this. This is exactly how, that's what I'm saying. Like, probably in every state we go in America, you're gonna find areas like that. Again, I'm not sure exactly how expensive it's gonna be to live here compared with what we saw closer to New York. I will assume that the closer to New York is gonna be more expensive, but again, this is a lot of land and a lot of house, so maybe the prices are the same, and those people who live in those area, maybe again they have some sort of a business, or they living from stock market or whatever they have there. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit difficult to find a job here, and especially a well-paid job. That's why I'm still believing at some point the government has to intervene with those basic incomes, which I'm not a big fan of them, because I'm gonna leave a lot of power to the a few people in the states in the government, which is not good. So if you want to have like some sort of a basic income, it's gonna be much more difficult to keep an uncentralized power on that. So probably making everything cheaper, and at some point even free. It might look like a more difficult solution, but probably on the long run it's gonna be much better. But yeah, it's huge debates on those ones. Probably they're gonna start to do it a little bit from above, because clearly you cannot continue like that. But yeah, eventually they're gonna be fixed. No worries about the economies. You have other worries, like again, the main one is gonna be, especially in the Western world, privacy. That's gonna be the main one. So by moving here in those low densely populated area, you're gonna already have like a better life. Stay as much as possible from TV and social media. Those two things kind of destroy you. And try to watch just TV shows and movies that actually worth watching, not every single garbage that they produce. And I guess go outside and talk with people more. That's kind of like what you're supposed to do to have a good life. And probably you're gonna do pretty well if you have those. So yeah, cancel your TV subscription, I guess. Cancel the TV cable or satellites or whatever you have. That's a step forward, I will assume. Yeah, so far they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good, genuinely pretty good, I have to say. Not worry about a thing here. I like it. I have to say, I really like it. Looking nice. Again, those areas, open space. This guy cutting the grass. I mean, like, wow, it's like a pretty much entire car to cut the grass, for God's sake. We don't have those in Europe. But Americans, I guess they kind of take pride of that. But definitely that's a petrol one, so you have to consume petrol. You have to make a lot of noise, a lot of fumes, smells, and repairs with all of those. I get it, you have a huge land, so this one is going to get finished much faster. But again, we have those a small scale, obviously, so far. Probably with time it's going to get bigger and bigger, especially from the American market. Then you can pretty much done it by itself. You don't have to be there. You don't have to do pretty much anything. You just cut the grass, they go in a place, they dump the cut grass, they continue from where they left. And you just, the only thing that you can do so far probably just pick the grass and put them in a trash can. but who knows, maybe in the future you don't have to do even that. You just have like another robot that does that for you. So yeah, pretty good. But yeah, the way the American lives, with big houses, big lands, big cars, I mean, it's pretty good, I have to say. Compared with Europe, it's much better. Yeah, a bit more, like I said, a bit more optimization would be nice. The land, not some, it's perfect. The house, also perfect. The only thing, like I'm saying, that I would change just materials that you can actually make it last much longer than making from the wood, and switch into the concrete and bricks, gonna be better from the structural point of view. But inside, I like those how they have the design and how they have that wood looking pretty nice. Cars, yeah, cars, I think it's gonna be a bit more optimization on that. I think they got a bit bigger and nonsense, especially with the pickup trucks. And again, from the regular cars, luxury sedans, and even better station wagons, I think a bit smaller is gonna get even better. And when I say a bit smaller, just under 4.8 meters length of the car, and especially with optimization right now, it's gonna feel like a 5-meter cars easy. So yeah, just it's gonna be and the car is gonna be much lighter and much more efficient. Especially as an electric car, you can have much more range. You don't have to worry about that, and a lower price. Obviously, it's gonna be less materials and less wear and tear on the roads, less wear and tear on the tires on the car. So it's huge. Only advantages, I have to say, going with the smaller car, but it doesn't feel smaller than whatever you have right now. So you can understand it's doing very, very well, in my opinion. Let's go here on the beach. Let's see how they live. So that would be like the small optimization that they need. Otherwise, they're doing pretty well. Here again, they can get a bit more jamming together, but I think those are apartment buildings. I don't know exactly, it's a house. This one is definitely a house. Again, with the truck, see? That one, it's allowed. That's what I'm talking about. See, you have a huge bed in the back. You have a single cabin, but you have like some sort of extended one. You have like back seats there. That could be allowed. Something like that for like 6 people to travel in one of those. That would be nice. A bit more optimization in the front, so you can actually have it overall the length a bit smaller, but you can have like dirt bikes here, or ATVs, quads, whatever construction materials you might need use. That's fine. But something like this, and also it's gonna be like, again, like $20,000 to buy one of those. Those one, you can this double cab. It's not even a full double cab. You can see it's a smaller, this one. The bed in the back is much smaller. It just doesn't make the front end. It's way too big. Doesn't make no sense. And also it's a bit lifted. So imagine if you want to lift something take something from the bed, from the back. You have to reach much further. You have to take it down from higher distances. So you're gonna have some toes on your back. So yeah, that's another thing. Unless you're living like an area that actually need to have a bit lifted, yeah. Here the same problem. You can see double cab. That makes no sense whatsoever, in my opinion. It's just here again. So this is what got wrong with the pickup truck market, I would say, and that's why they allowed them to become so much expensive now. Can you imagine like a Toyota Tacoma with just one cab, lower to the ground, overall, like I say, a bit smaller, but not that too small to affect the bed behind. I'm gonna check the dimension of this one. If you can make a really efficient one with the same back bed, a bit bigger, obviously, like a single cab, and stay with the car under 5 meters, I think, yeah, like really good. It's just really good and cheaper. Again, $20,000 for one of those. And look at this one. See how much space they rob from the behind. And okay, look at this, the front. This is way too big here. This is way too big here. If you cut some distances here with an electric version at some point, right now it's not worth it because they consume way too much. But usually construction workers don't travel that much, I will assume. So it's gonna be, even for them, pretty efficient. Again, not for everybody, but for some, it's gonna be pretty good. And also the wheelbase much shorter, so you can actually feel the car when you drive, have some pleasure. And the bed, again, fit enough to them, so bigger than whatever you have right now on the double cab. Is gonna make day and night. And also sell them as the basic cars, like electric windows, LED headlights and tail lights, one zone, or even maybe you can go to 2 zone climate, heated steering wheel and heated bench seats, and yeah, I think that's it. And for, I don't know, for the electric version, like driver's assistance, like self-driving, that's gonna be like probably mandatory at some point, and that's all you need. I mean, like a big screen probably in the middle, like we have like a Model 3 from the Tesla, and that's it. You don't have to make it fancy and more expensive or nothing. Just basic car that's not gonna break no matter what. And yeah, and go buy for those double cabs, and you put a lot of accessories on them. It's gonna make it hugely expensive at some point. Then this Chevy here, see, they're looking pretty nice. I mean, all of them, they're nice looking, but again, they don't use probably that bed that often. So it's not point using this one for carrying people. I mean, look at this guy. This guy is much smarter, but even he can have some improvements here. I would like a bit lower to the ground, a bit smaller, and if you absolutely need to have that third one, which I don't think there is the point of that, because you can make the car cheaper without them, and then with the rest of the money buy a car like, for example, this one, you can actually make for carrying people. This one is just exclusively for carrying stuff. I think it's gonna be a much better. And also you sell 2 cars. I mean, the company loves to sell things, so it's gonna be a better choice in my opinion. But we will see with time. Yeah, so far here it's a bit crowded area, I will assume, but I will say, but still far better than the European model, let's say. See, exactly what I'm saying. You can use those pickup trucks to carry people. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You use it for carrying stuff. And that's the point. And at some point, if you make it so... Look at this, that's a nice Model 3. You can make it smaller and so light, you can actually electrify it, and you have like a really good batteries, and you can actually drive like 1,000 miles. You can even drive 1,000 miles without stopping, just gonna, unless you have some sort of a self-driving, and then you go to some sort of a gas station, let's say, and it's gonna take you like an hour to fully charge the car, and you only go for half an hour, so you have half a battery. You can still drive it and just stop again at some point, because you cannot stay that much. Even if you have a self-driving car, you cannot stay that much in the seats without moving, so you have to stop at some point. So you see, even this battery capacity and weight and efficiency at some point is going to be limited by the humans pretty much. So yeah, same story here. And this is why they make it so luxury now. That's why they allow them to have like $80,000, $100,000 trucks, for God's sake. And I don't think we can find the truck that's less than $35,000 now. If you do, good for you. But yeah, for a truck like I describe, $20,000 should be the highest price you can pay. And God knows, maybe Elon Musk is gonna come with like a really good Model 3 and gonna sell it for like $25,000, and that's it. And like with less than $50,000 car and like $45,000, you can buy 2 cars and have like at least 10 years warranty on them, because they are electrics pretty much. So yeah, don't worry about that. That's a really good purchase. I mean, like 10 years without trouble for $45,000. I mean, come on. And you have 2 cars, both of them very efficient, and both of them doing the right thing. One you carry for work if you actually need one, or if you want to just buy one because you have like a lot of, I don't know, dirt bikes and stuff like that. You're not going to travel that much with them either. So don't think for a second it's like the range is going to be some problem, because you're going to make the truck pretty much light. So it's not going to weigh that much comparing with the one that they have now. So that's a really good way to start. And having, let's say, the Model 3, which is super efficient by now, but probably like the next 5 years, 10 years is going to get even more efficient with the new sets of battery and all that stuff, and new range, and pretty good. And again, I probably buy like, not exactly a big fan of coupe right now, but it's better buy like a coupe and actually have some fun with it than just buy an SUV and just, what's the point on an SUV anymore? Especially if you have a pickup truck. Doesn't make no sense whatsoever. But again, those are for the buyers. They have to, oh, look at this. See, that's pretty nice. They have to steer the market. This one is pretty nice. I mean, look, this is a Ford. They have like single cab, if I'm not mistaken. See, that's nice. And a huge bench behind. This is a bit lifted, I would say. I mean, look at this, how high it is from the ground. Or this is probably from the factory, I don't know. If you need to transport even more, you can have a trailer again. Yeah, you have an electric car with a trailer. It's gonna take a much more toll on your range. But again, if you make like right now 600 miles range truck, and with a trailer and fully loaded, you get half of that. 300 miles is still a lot for, let's say, moving around the town with the materials and construction, whatever you have, or even outside the town. It's still pretty good. And this one is actually pretty nice, this F-150. Looks pretty good. But again, you have to make it small. I mean, like, F-150 is pretty good. Probably they should come in with a version. They have that Maverick now. And look how many they have. What the fuck is going on here? This is the double one, so I'm not exactly a big fan of those. Smaller, closer to the ground, for most of the people is gonna be much better. I mean, like, I know it's like the bragging rights to have it lifted and all that stuff. Look at this big truck here. And they have like a 3 Series then. Yeah, not exactly the best buy, but fine. When you have like a small load, I mean, like they have those, some sort of a K trucks, whatever they call it now, from Japan and Korea, and they love it because they are so small, exactly what they do, exactly what they need, and it's easy to load and unload things. When you have a truck that is lower to the ground and you see how easy it is to load things and unload it, you're not gonna want to go back to the lifted one or a bit with a much more ground clearance if you actually don't need it. I mean, it's a lower ground pickup truck. It's already probably double the ground clearance than the regular car that you are already used to it to drive. So what is the point? Man, we talk about cars a lot here. Yeah, overall what I see from New Jersey, I like it, I have to say. They have some, yeah, decent areas that not exactly on my taste, but most of them, they're really good. Those decent ones closer to the New York, obviously. And they don't look that great, but again, they're decent and not so bad. But here outside of them, of that area in the say deep in the state, they're looking really nice. I mean, look at this one. Actually, a pretty nice place to live. When you want to compare with what we saw in Africa or Asia, or even some parts in Europe, I don't think so. So they're doing pretty well here. But again, the problem is the price, that how much it's gonna pay to cost to live in a place like this. That's why if you wanna drag the price down, you have to build more, cheaper, better, and in a different place of the country. And stop migration. That's another thing. You have to drag down the demand somehow. And you don't drag down the demand from the Americans because they need houses. You have to drag down the demand from migrants. So they don't compete with the Americans for the houses, and the prices can stay stable and even lower it, obviously, because what's happening right now since pandemic, it's absolutely insane all over the world. Even more so in United States. Wow, they make their own front yard. They just change it, everything. This is how they do it. And I assuming they're all migrants here working, or Hispanic workers. I will assume, but yeah, that's a different conversation. Yeah, look at this. This is a nice car. See, a bit bigger than I would like to see. I mean, there's no need to be that bulky. You have to make it smaller. That's gonna look much better. But it's much better than we saw. And it don't need to be like 4x4. You actually, if you actually need a 4x4, then yeah. But usually, just rear-wheel drive, it's more than enough. More than enough for most of the people. So yeah. But this Chevy looks pretty nice. A bit, like I say, a bit bulky. I don't understand the point of that. It just make it, for this size, doesn't look so good. Yeah, it probably does look better when you have like the biggest size possible. Or for this one, makes no sense whatsoever. You have here a bench with three people. I guess that 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So I guess they have it have another truck right here. So that's why they have that. It's more than enough. More than enough. And trust me, if you buy one of those, and even again, when people buy a car, it's like, you can buy a second-hand one and keep it for a year. See how it goes. Have that experience. It doesn't mean if you buy that you're gonna have it, or you're gonna have it forever. And that's it. You're not allowed to buy a different truck anymore. Just experience. Try it. See how it goes. See how nice it is. How cheap it is to own one of those, because clearly it's gonna be much cheaper even in fuel so far. Yeah, that's a Range Rover in a nice big house there. I mean, like, everything looks pretty good here. I struggle to find something that doesn't look so great. This is clearly, I think, a gated community because they don't have that. No, or maybe not. It just didn't go there. I thought it's a gated community because they don't have the the streets make. This one again, a rich area, but judging by the housing and by the pools from the above, looking pretty nice. Plenty again, garbage day. I guess the Google watched those garbage days and they just decided to go there. But I mean, look at the streets here. That's nice. It's perfectly white. You can have car parking on the other side, although you can see not that many because they have the space and they want to keep the cars inside their properties, sometimes inside their garage. That's a really huge big cars here that they have. I heard that most of the reason is like people buy big cars because everyone around them buy big cars and they want to feel safe when they drive it and that. But I don't think it's kind of nonsense that. I think they just lost the touch with the cars, and usually when they make those bulky cars like this one, for example, they try to remove the feeling of driving as much as possible. So you kind of go into this. Oh, that's a nice truck there. In a blank space, it just makes no sense. You have no connection to the car. The next one you're gonna buy, probably you're not gonna look at that connection. Just gonna look at the features that they have and the option list that they offer. So they're gonna jump the price even higher. So that's why I think at some point the Americans, wow, that's really nice here. Look at this, pretty good, pretty good. They're gonna realize this and they're gonna make some changes in the markets, and that's why you're gonna see companies like even Ford or others gaming not wanna poke on the real models, for example, like a Ford 150 because they got used to it with the big one. So that's why probably they make the Maverick ones, the smaller and cheaper ones. But in reality, the Mavericks used to be the Ford 150. I mean, back in the days. So yeah, that's it's gonna drive the market. And I think when you're gonna see like probably like I say a Ford 150. Smaller version, but definitely have to come with a better name than that because the smaller doesn't seem that appealing to the people. So you can see the old school version or something like that, and you're gonna see much smaller, much more efficient, much lighter, much low maintenance, way cheaper. A lot of people is gonna buy it, I think, and yeah, you will see definitely some improvement. Look how they build again. Clearly the American style with wood. The problem with that, like I said, you can catch fire very fast and you can lose the house immediately. If you have a water leak there, you're gonna have mold forever. And those things doesn't make that much sense to me, especially as a European. You might say you make it faster, but again, I don't think so. You can build a concrete house with bricks in less than a month, usually after you have like the base already done, the foundation. So yeah, just the time doesn't make sense. But for Americans, yeah, I get it. They don't have that much concrete. Probably it's more expensive than here in Europe. Here it's exactly the opposite. So you can see it's not exactly the materials because concrete is expensive or wood is expensive. Just how much you have, how much infrastructure you have for those. In Europe, the wood is more expensive than concrete and bricks. In America, probably it's exactly the opposite. The difference here is our houses last longer and they require less maintenance, and they feel more solid, I have to say. But I like the American design. We didn't have in Europe, we don't have the design make it right for those houses for some reason. Didn't figure out a way to design it that's gonna feel comfortable on the inside most of the time. So that it's a problem, I would say, with those concrete bricks houses. In American part, it feels much cozy, much more nicer. Yeah, the beach is looking pretty good. I heard that you need some sort of a permit to go to the beach in New Jersey, or who knows, maybe in America. I'm not sure is that true. I hope it's not. It seems like absolutely insane, but I don't know. That's what I heard. Hopefully it's a lie. I don't know, but it is what it is, I guess. Here in the middle of nowhere, you have some small houses each and there, which is looking pretty good. But the roads, I mean, I'm not sure exactly why Americans say so far. Yeah, we're gonna go deep in the country. So far, the Americans say the infrastructure is crumbling. No, it doesn't. Go to Europe and see how there is crumbling pretty much. Okay, even in Europe, they kind of fix it lately, I guess, after those bad reviews, let's call it like that. with the infrastructure that crumbling, they kind of start to fixing it. Most of them they're fixed, but not as this level as American. So you can see even in the middle of nowhere, pretty much you will have pretty nice roads. In Europe, different story, not exactly like that. But here, wherever you go, pretty much it's nice. You don't, and it's gonna matter a lot because you don't have to change the parts that often of the car. When you have good roads, man, the car can last 3-4 times longer. I'm gonna be honest with you. Here in Europe, at some point, I mean, like a few years ago, the services were full of suspension working, bushing, ball joints, all of that, and it's gonna eat a lot of money. So in a way, at least so far, in the future probably it's not gonna be required. I would rather to pay a bit higher taxes on the road and have a road like this perfectly to drive than going every 2 or 3 years in a service and spend like $1,000 or €1,000 on the bushing of the car. And yeah, and not to mention the pleasure of driving actually. See, look at those small cars. I mean, this is a bit on the small side, not exactly like this, but clearly back in the days, look how they used to build things. Even the bed is still smaller. So yeah, something bigger than this, clearly not something exactly like that, but you can improve it. Not sure exactly what is that here. For a second, I thought it's just from a work track. Yeah, I thought for a second like they sell something like donuts or something. Here they build a house or they renovate it. I'm not sure, but probably contractors here, they do a lot of money. In Europe, you kind of do it by yourself, especially if it's a renovation. Not that many people are paid to specialize, unless it's something that it is specialized and you cannot procure, let's say, the materials by yourself. Otherwise, you're doing pretty well. So far, looking pretty nice. I mean, I like it. In New Jersey, if you stay away, let's say, from the same rule applies again as every other place. A bit more probably in New Jersey. If you stay away from the crowded area, if you stay away from what do you have in the trash here, for example? Some sort of a toys here, I don't know. If you stay away from those densely populated area, you should be pretty good. That's like a golden rule so far from this, I don't know, for almost a year, I think like more than a year that I make those videos. If you stay away from the populated area, usually you live a better life. The only problem that I see is like money and work. That's the only thing you kind of bothers me. Not like bothers me, but in the first world countries, you have like other opportunities to make money from home or closer to your home. You have like hospitals, you have stores, you have delivery, all that stuff. So you don't miss anything. In third world countries, yeah, that could be a problem. But here in the West, not so much. We don't feel the difference. I mean, wow, look at this one. How densely populated this one it is here, and here it's also densely, but not that much. Let's check this one for a second. We kind of know what I kind of know what to expect here to see. Yeah, it's an area that they have smaller lands, probably more expensive houses, not on the best side, but most of them again they be pretty good. And no pop-up. Hey, somebody hit the trash can, or maybe the wind was blowing them apart. Again, trash day. Not sure exactly how they synchronize that well, but it seems like Google only goes to the trash days. Yeah, overall, look at this, the differences. That's a pretty sterile home. They plant some plants lately, but pretty sterile, I'm exactly sterile home. And this one much better. And look at this, they have made from the concrete, not exactly stone, but still better than the regular driveway that they have here. That is much nicer. And also, you don't have to pave the entire driveway again. Another interesting thing that I have to mention, you can just have like those 2 lines make of the stones, and it's gonna look much better. It's gonna be much faster to build, probably twice as cheap, twice as cheap, and yeah, it's gonna keep the temperature in the summer even lower. So again, that's efficiency. You don't have to have the entire driveway. Some people prefer that. That's fine, no problem. We're just using at least those brick stones. Cubic stones, I think they call it here in Europe. It's gonna do much better, even in the design and how they last over the time. So yeah, overall, that's what I like about America. They have so much information. Almost every street, it's made. It's so easy to find every bit of information that you're looking for. See, that's a better truck right there. But again, this has this part that I don't like it. Again, I probably want to pay $5,000 less for this one and use the rest of the money to buy a car, an actually car that can actually transport people in the best condition possible. That's gonna be a much better buy to me. And for the, let's say, for the wallets and comfort than everyone else. This one again doesn't make so much sense, but seems like this is the police car or something like that. I'm not sure, judging by the way they look. Yeah, this is the police one. Probably they use it from a different thing, so that's again. But even there, like you can carry 3 passengers. That should be enough for one car. Don't need more than that. So I think we can finish these videos right here because let's see the end of the street, looking pretty good. I mean, it's nice. Wherever we go here, it's way better than you're gonna find in Europe, especially from the individual freedom point. Otherwise, yeah, the American, clearly, again, I have to say, and probably at the end of every single video, I'm gonna say they manage to live much better. I mean, look at this street here, nice trees here. Imagine if this one is gonna be like completely covered at some point, like this portion is gonna be way better. They have, look at this, they have garages, they have bicycles, they have cars. They keep their cars on the property, for God's sake. In Europe, good luck with that. I'm not sure exactly how they get their car. Probably just in the cities that they don't park the car inside the garage or inside their properties. They get the car stolen. Here, I can imagine. I mean, you can have like a camera right there on the car, and it's just, there is no way somebody's gonna be dumb enough to steal the car. Clearly, they take much better care of the cars here because they have, let's say, the infrastructure. You have the garage. You can wash the cars from the salt in the winter every pretty much week. You can change your own oil much more regularly and much more often. You can wax the car. You can keep it out from the sunlight. Change the tires and the wheels pretty much with every season by yourself. Clean the car inside by yourself every week again. I mean, we can do a lot of things. It can keep you busy with those things, and also we can improve also the second-hand market of the car. You don't want to see the second-hand market on the car in Europe. It's just absolutely, especially in the Eastern Europe. In the West, they spend a lot of money in services with those cars. But in the East, we don't have the money, and we have the services, but by not having the money and not having the space to work on their own cars, yeah, it is bad. It's just, you don't want to buy a Eastern European car. Usually, most likely, they send those ones when they are done with them. Usually, they destruct it. They just go to absolutely crush it. Or they sell it like in a third world countries like Africa or something like that. Some of them I heard that they're going there, but most of them they just gonna end their life here in Eastern Europe. It's just gonna get crushed. And I'm not sure exactly how much they salvage from those materials. If they salvage 100% of them, I'm fine with that. See, if not some sort of a historical, interesting car that's not supposed to get crushed. Like, for example, like even a European one, like a BMW M E60 or some M5 E60, something like that. That should never get crushed. Or cars that they have clearly make a statement. Let's say make left a pretty good spot in the history of the cars. Wow, this is pretty nice. Wow, we talk about a lot of cars here. In these videos. I guess we can, every video that I make, I'm gonna find some sort of a topic to discuss it, and makes also in the same time exploring the American states, which again pretty good. Wow, I see some interesting windows here. Let me check again. Yeah, they have those white lines and those blinders from the wood. That's pretty good. I would prefer to have those blinders from aluminum. That's gonna last much longer and gonna look much better. Gonna look pretty much the same. They're gonna last much longer. and require pretty much no maintenance whatsoever. Yeah, aluminum is gonna be a bit harder to paint than the wood, for example, but with time we're gonna have easy technologies for that, or to paint it at home. So I don't think it's gonna be a problem with that. Price, yeah, it's gonna be much more expensive, but again, hopefully with time it's gonna drag those prices down and make it better. I mean, stainless steel is gonna be much heavier. Don't recommend that much, but that house was looking pretty nice with those blinders. Yeah, I think we see now. Oh, we can see even people on the street here. I'm not sure exactly why they don't use the sidewalk, but I guess you don't need that much sidewalk. You can see that much sidewalk, it's enough. When we were a lot closer to New York, and what I was saying, like, we should go the sidewalk a bit smaller to have a bit more space for the cars, which is in European perspective is like the worst thing you can do, but in the same time you can clear the street much better. So you can see, yeah, I can work with these small ones, although people seems like not using it that much. And this is how probably you can push to the max to improve those areas that you allow them to go that bad, so far away, so far that bad, and it's not much you can do to please everyone. But that's probably like a pretty nice solution, I would say. You still have a nice sidewalk. Here you have a bit more road, and people can keep the car on the road because, yeah, they don't have enough space in their yards to park the car. Here you can see, yeah, pretty nice. Again, garage in the house, not a big fan. Probably I really redesigned those house. I mean, this one should be like some sort of a living area or something like that. And again, it's not that much land, as you can see. And probably if you have a bit more land here, I will park the car behind the house or something here, and also keep them 100% of the time in the shade. So it doesn't, even if, like, again, it's summer, fall, doesn't matter what the season it is. You keep the car away from those sunlight. The paint is gonna last more longer. Those headlights, they're gonna get yellowy that fast. The tires is gonna also the tires, very important. It's gonna last much longer. That they're not gonna get cracked that fast. And also you have like some sort of a hailstorm. You don't have your windshield crack or the entire body just pretty much puncture. And yeah, you can improve that a lot. Here they have too many cars for this house. 100%, as you can see. Yeah, so you extend the house. I mean, like this garage can be much better used for actually extended living room or something like that. Like really good things you can do. But again, this area, clearly you can see they don't have that much land. So that's what I'm saying. It's a problem with the land. When you start with not that much, here it's a different story, as you can see. They don't, oh, look at this truck here, what they have. When they have more rich one, they don't have the garage in the house. They have behind the house usually. Let's see if we have some other examples. We don't see them because they have a lot of privacy, as you can see. Yeah, so another thing you see with the rich people, they don't keep their cars in their homes. In a way, they keep it behind their homes or side to the home or whatever, but not inside the home, and that's gonna look much better. And also it's better to have like no cars seen from the street. They just hide it behind the car, behind the house, and the house is hidden from the view with trees and vegetation. That's the next step, and we saw that in New York, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, in those outside areas of the New York City, obviously, how nice those areas really look. This one kind of have the garage in the house, but again, they don't even park the cars there, so you need to have a separate garage for the car. Not even a garage, for God's sake. You need to have like a shade made. A garage supposed to be like for motorcycles, bikes, and for servicing those cars and bikes that you have. And that's it. That would be a much better way to do things. Here they have again the 3 garage in their house. Not a big fan of that. Can you imagine if you have like every single one of those strip and make with the windows and have a really nice area there? It's gonna look better with time. So we will see. They have the land, they have the house. It's just a matter of the renovation and design and taste. That's it. So yeah, that could be done easy. Whoever gonna start some sort of a trend like that, they have the bones, let's say, to do so. Here in Europe, not even close. So yeah, I think we can end this video. We can make a pretty good one, I think, with New Jersey. I like it so far. They have some really nice, good areas. Some others not so much, especially closer to New York. So I guess the bad reputation is for that area here, because they get compared with whatever they have in New York City. But outside those mainly populated areas, even here or here, they're looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, kind of like it. It didn't have an opening to the sea, so they can actually go to the beach. I didn't go that much there to make those. I mean, like even here, we don't have that many street views or 360 closer to the beach, but... And probably, yeah, it's not that appealing compared with other states, other places, but it's pretty good. It's not exactly you can complain that much. It's nice. You have something there to enjoy, especially if you're the person that they don't leave the state that often. It's a nice thing. They have, I think, some sort of we didn't check that, for example. Let me check a bit. No, I don't want my location. Not sure. They have lakes, okay, but let's see how, if it's better. Usually, like I say, usually it's better on the lake than on the sea. Yeah, here, not exactly spectacular, I would say, but let me try another one. Well, it is something. Not exactly a nice beach, not exactly a very nice lake, not exactly a very nice 360 also, but maybe we got bad luck with that one. I mean, let's check this one. Yeah, we definitely seem better, but it's fine. If you have like some sort of a ski jet and you want to have some fun there, and you have like a spring break or something like that, and you want to enjoy it, it's doable. You know, it's fine. Not sure exactly the rules that they have here that you can actually put one of those jet ski there. Probably we're gonna have the electric ones. It's gonna be much loose with the rules then, because you have like zero pollution pretty much even in the water, especially if you make those jet skis right. And I'm probably gonna see a lot of people even make those jet ski going for the low power version, because they're gonna have like much freedom with them. No oil, no whatever liquid cooling or whatever they require. So, and much cheaper also, the jet ski. You can actually, probably gonna be a period of people that they go for fun and that's it. They don't get exactly for the performance, that they already don't use it anyway. A lot of people that buy those most powerful motorcycles, more powerful jet skis, most powerful ATVs, they don't even use it and the full power that they have, or the full potential that things can do. So yeah, what's the point of that? Buy a lower version that's probably like it's being like half of the price, and it's gonna require half of the maintenance, half of the fuel. And in this case, from the environment perspective, when you have like electric jet skis or electric snowmobiles, the noise is gonna be way lower, like pretty much muted, and having no impact on the environment. To say on the lake like this with a jet ski that doesn't pollute, not even from the sound perspective, not even from oils or whatever they can fuel, or those can leak in the lake. The one that we have now with electric ones, like pretty much zero. So you're gonna have like a much better place, let's say, much more places to actually enjoy those and actually live a better life, I would say. So yeah, that was New Jersey. If you live here and you want to leave a comment, please do. Tell us how things are there. So far we're doing, I think it looks pretty good. Again, comparing with the rest of the states, pretty good. Comparing with the rest of the world, absolutely great. So yeah, we're gonna make the other videos and check the other video that I make so far, and we're gonna see you next time.